Hey everyone, Gallifrey707 here. Welcome to today's breakdown for Doctor Who Flux Chapter 4, Village of the Angels. This is the first standalone story for the Weeping Angels we've had since Angels Take Manhattan back in 2012. Since then they've just had cameo appearances in the odd episode, but now they're getting a full main story. This episode is written by Chris Chibnall, but co-written as well with Maxine Alderton, who wrote last series' The Haunting of Diodati, which is probably the most critically acclaimed story from last series, featuring the creator Frankenstein and a lone Cyberman. So we're going through all the Easter eggs and the plot points. But if I miss anything or anything you want to mention, let me know in the comment section below anything you spotted. We start the episode with Claire, who we met in Chapter 1, The Halloween Apocalypse, having tests done by Professor Jericho. He's using a lie detector tester to test her on facts about her life, like when she was born. It's fun as the audience knows that Claire's not from this time period. Whilst this is going on, we see shots of the village with a shot of the phone box as well, which could be a fun reference to the famous looking police box time travelling machine. She suddenly gets taken over, which is parallels to numerous Exorcist style films, stating the danger to come, and the angel has the TARDIS, which is a line the Doctor said at the end of Chapter 3, showing Claire and the angel are somehow linked. We cut to the Doctor, Yaz and Dan ejecting the Weeping Angel from the TARDIS in a tense sequence with a freeze shot of them blinking at the same time. A similar shot was used in Can You Hear Me when the fam were all talking to the Doctor at the same time on the phone. An old couple starts on the TARDIS trying to call the police through the outside phone of the TARDIS, as in the context of the 60s its function was as a way to call the police. The outside phone has been used in multiple Stephen Moffat stories, including The Empty Child, The Time of the Doctor, and Time Heist, to mention a few. The couple explain they are searching for a missing girl called Peggy, who is their niece. The Doctor smells the man's jacket to get the year, which he gets wrong due to the coat being 30 years old. This could be a throwback to the Doctor eating soil in It Takes You Away to tell that they're in Norway. The Doctor gets distracted by the Sonic wandering off, with Yaz and Dan left with the elderly couple. The man asks Dan if he's in charge, and Yaz replies, "It's a very flat-tuning structure," echoing the same line Graham said in The Witchfinders. In a church graveyard, we meet this older woman who has been apparently handing out notes to all the villagers, telling them they have to leave. She seems to know a lot as she hears the words Peggy and says it's happening again, and tells the vicar to count the gravestones, which he does and finds a weeping angel. The Doctor breaks into Professor Jericho's house, examining his house, recognising Claire. The Sonic's being drawn the Doctor to Claire, where she suddenly feels sick and has to leave. The Doctor discovers drawings Claire's done of the TARDIS and Weeping Angel. She quickly rips it up due to the famous line from the Series 5 Weeping Angel two-parter, "The image of an angel can become itself an angel," discovered in a book by the 11th Doctor and River. In the bathroom, Claire has weeping angel wings coming from her back. This concept of somehow transforming into a weeping angel was explored in the Series 5 Angel two-parter, with Hamey having an angel in her mind and nearly having it take her over. On a search party for Peggy, Yaz and Dan see something in the distance, with Dan saying, "Did that scarecrow just move?" This could be a reference to the scarecrows from the Series 3 two-parter Human Nature of Family of Blood. Due to some bad luck with their torches going out and the moonlighting being hidden by a cloud, they're zapped back in time. We revisit Belle, who was introduced in last week's Chapter 3. She's roaming the damaged universe after Flux, searching for Vinda. She lands on a planet and meets Naimaka, played by In-Betweener star Blake Harrison, the second of the gang to be in the Jodie Whittaker era. He tells Belle is a woman who's helping the survivors of the Flux to escape and invites Belle to join him. Jericho's house is suddenly surrounded by a number of weeping angels. The Doctor tells him to lock every door in the house. Every window has one peering in creepily. The Doctor is emptying out her pockets as Claire is explaining how she got here. This reminds you of the scene in Genesis of the Daleks where the 4th Doctor is told to empty out his pockets with random items. Claire says she had a premonition of connected images and voices before she met the Doctor, Yaz and the Weeping Angel in Chapter 1, which explains how she knew what was going to happen before it happened. The Doctor sets up a phone connected to a television, which they'll take to the basement as she thinks it's a good defendable position from the weeping angels surrounding the house. Claire produced a newspaper clipping she googled after getting the premonition, which says everyone in the village disappears tonight, and it also happened in 1901, which tells us where the weeping angels are sending their victims to. Before going to the basement, Claire rubs her eye and dust comes out. This is the same side effect that happened to Amy in the Series 5 two-parter, when she also had an angel in her mind. Yaz and Dan are in 1901 exploring the village which has been abandoned. They find the little girl Peggy who was missing in 1967. They learn the Weeping Angels are there in 1901. Peggy tells them they can't go past the sign of the village, which leads to outer space. Peggy tells them the angels call it quantum extraction. We cut to the elderly couple who also have the same view from the future, but before they can take in the view, they're both zapped back to 1901. The Doctor instructs Jericho to not take his eyes off the screen of the telly, saying the image of an angel can become itself an angel, including the TV, and also the bit of paper she ripped up, but it magically puts itself back together and projects the Weeping Angel in a cool looking sequence where the Doctor screws up the paper and sets it on fire, which affects the projection of the Weeping Angel. Claire shows the Doctor her hands, which are turned into stone, another side effect which Amy experienced in the Series 5 two-parter. The Doctor asks permission from Claire to enter her mind to get the angel out using time of trickery and the famous words, "Contact," which was seen in the Three Doctors when the Doctors connected, and also most recently in Series 12 with the Doctor and the Master communicating to one another from different places using the same method. The Weeping Angel inside Claire's mind, which resembles a stormy grey beach to reflect Claire's mindset, tells the Doctor that the angels are after them, and they're a rogue Weeping Angel from the Division, the mysterious force the Doctor has only just discovered that she worked from the form of Joe Martin's fugitive Doctor alongside Carvanista, which she's still trying to find out everything about the Division. Bell and Naymaker are with a group of refugees to be taken to salvation, but on the mountain are Azur and Passenger, two of the Ravagers along with Swarm. She offers to take them away from here in another universe of safety. Belle recognises the name Passenger from what she says was her last deployment. This means they're either employed by the people of their planet or the Division. She manages to get the dismissive Naymaker away from the transportation field, where they'll be held in the Passenger as prisoners, which Dai is currently stored in. Belle offers to take Naymaker on her Lipari ship, but angry she's taken away what he thinks was his safety, walks away. Yaz, Dan and Peggy are in the 1901 village being closed in as all exits are being closed off and rumbling out into space. They try another way, but a Weeping Angel is in their way. The elderly couple walk past the angel after being transported to 1901, but Peggy says they won't survive a second time and are turned to stone. This contradicts the angels take Manhattan, which the angels use humans like their farm to keep transporting them in a loop. I'm sure one line of dialogue could fix that though. Whilst the Doctor and Claire are mind linking, Jericho is being taunted by a Weeping Angel, using his voice to play on his fears and insecurities to make him look away. A Weeping Angel took on the voice of one of their victims called Bob in the Series 5 Angels two-parter, who was used as the voice of the angels to communicate with the Doctor to taunt him through a walkie-talkie. Jericho smashes the TV as the angel is being projected through the TV, which happened to Yaz in her dream sequence from last week's chapter. The Doctor is trying to find out all she can about the Division. The Weeping Angel reveals she's similar to the Doctor, as they both were a part of it and both run away from the Division. The Doctor inquires that the Weeping Angel worked for the Division, and the angel replies saying the Division uses everything and everyone, including species and world, explaining why not just Time Lords work for it. For example, Carvanista. The Weeping Angels deal with the Doctors that if she stops the Division extraction squad of Weeping Angels, she'll get out of Claire's mind and body, letting her live. The angel tempts on the Doctor's want for knowledge of the Division, saying that they have all the knowledge and history of the Division and stuff about the Doctor's time in the Division, which the Doctor has no memory of. Suddenly, Jericho wakes them up as the Weeping Angels are getting closer and closer. The Doctor discovers a secret tunnel which they use to get out of the basement. She uses Jericho's equipment against the angels to give them a quantum headache by reversing the polarity of the neutron flow, the famous phrase uttered by the Third Doctor and others ever since. The Doctor locks the door behind her, with Claire and Jericho having to go through the tunnel full of angel hands appearing through the walls. Before long, they are trapped from both sides by the Weeping Angels. Back in 1901, Peggy takes Yaz and Dan to a burial site from the Stone Age, which is on the other side of the barrier, which leads to 1967, which is still night from when they left. Dan throws a stick into it, which obliterates it, showing no one can come through. The strange old woman talks to Peggy through the barrier, revealing Peggy is her, and she doesn't get back to 1967 until she reaches that age. This cruel way of living out of the rest of your life in another time was seen in Blink with Sally Sparrow's friend, and Amy and Rory in The Angels Take Manhattan, resulting in the Doctor losing them forever. The older Peggy reveals the burial site is how the Weeping Angels got here, and after being dug out in 1901, were activated. After trying to get past the Weeping Angels, Jericho is teleported into 1901 with Yaz, Dan and Peggy in a cool transition done through his eyes. The Doctor attempts to run away but realises the angels have stopped as she can blink and look away from them. She escapes the town to find an army of angels, with Claire and her angels saying she can't talk to her friends as they'd like to see her work out the trap she's now in. They reveal how they can't come through the barrier they're stuck in 1901, and the village has been quantum extracted, which the Doctor says means the Weeping Angels have taken the village out of time and space to extract the target, which she thinks is Claire. But it's revealed it was a trap to prey on the Doctor's compassion and love for saving humans, to take her instead. The Division have recalled the Doctor back to Division, and the Angels do this by turning the Doctor into a Weeping Angel from the ground up in an impressive CGI sequence. The end credits roll with a haunting version of the theme tune, with just the hum and no other music parts. But suddenly, mid through the credits, they're interrupted to head back to Naymarker, who's alone on the planet at night when he's approached by Vinda, who's looking for Bell in return. He takes him to a hologram message she left him. Before he leaves, he asks him to thank Bell, as he now realises that out of the heat of the moment, she actually saved his life. The message says she's gone after the passenger who's taken all those people, and she's left her Lupari ship responder on. But before she can give her location, the message cuts out and he vows to find her. This is a very exciting, scary edition of Flux. I personally think this is probably the best episode, the best Weeping Angel have been in years. I loved all the throwbacks. You see, there's so many sort of throwbacks and callbacks to the past of the Weeping Angels, but the most important thing was they were terrifying. The Bell storyline was there. There was only like 2 or 3 scenes, and one of those scenes was at the end credits, so it didn't really impact the pacing of like the main story, but there's a few scenes just keeps up to date until we get to next week's episode, where I'm sure there'll be more of a bigger role with them. But next time, however, there is so much to unpack. We've got an Ood. Dan reveals to Yaz that they've actually been stuck in 1901 for 3 years. So we're going to see them like living their life day to day. There's no kind of quick fix to this, which is amazing. There's also a shot which looks like a hollow version of the Gallifrey Citadel, which is just floating in space. Obviously the planet's gone, but the Citadel remains. This could not be, but looking at the shape of it, I think it might be. And we've got a shock reveal that Kate Stewart, yes, Kate Lethbridge Stewart, the Brigadier's daughter, who first appeared in The Power of Three, which was written by Chris Chibnall, and many other episodes through the Moffat era, is coming back. She also got a name drop in Resolution, but obviously, as we knew, UNIT was disbanded. But now they're back. There's a soldier, which people speculate it could be a UNIT soldier. I think it might be. Now we've got Kate Stewart in this episode. What form of UNIT this is? Is this more of an underground version of UNIT? But she's an amazing character, a great continuation of the Brigadier's legacy, and I'm very excited to meet 13. But interestingly, well, the Grand Serpent is in this episode, and the scenes he's in, he has the TARDIS in the background. So I think that Kate Stewart has picked up the TARDIS and is looking after it at UNIT for the Doctor, and obviously then the Grand Serpent, for some reason, wants to inquire to it. So how it's all going to unfold, how this all stuff connects together. First episode and third episode of Flux have been very much like everything bananas to the wall. And episode 2 and 4 have kind of been like normal kind of stories. So I think it's going to be one of those episodes, again, breakneck speed, everything's going on at once. But I'm very excited to see Kate Stewart back, and I say the penultimate episode, and to see the Ravagers' plan come to fruition. So what did you think of chapter 4? Let me know in the comment section below. How excited were you for the next episode? How shocked were you when Kate Stewart appeared in the Next Time trailer? So let me know all your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, you can comment, like, and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Links and stuff in the description below. But until next time, bye bye.